This is the Crown Network, and here we race for the crown. Today, I would like to talk to you about the DNC 2024 convention. And as you see, on the second day, they had Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. And they both spoke there at the 2024 DNC convention. And I don't think it's any happenstance that they spoke the other night. And this is why I call this video a transfer of power. Because as you can see, Barack is embracing Michelle. He will be transferring his power on to his wife. And this is what a transfer of power looks like. Michelle is a figure that the media has been talking about for a while as being a candidate or being a person that if she could run up against Donald Trump, she may possibly win. And she's held back the notion of being a presidential candidate, and supposedly this was her endorsing Kamala Harris. But don't be fooled, people. This was not an endorsement of Kamala Harris at all. Kamala Harris is actually a forerunner for Michelle Obama. Kamala Harris was put out there on purpose to see what the public, to actually get the public used to seeing a woman of color in the White House. She was a forerunner for Michelle Obama. But like in all movies, we always need a savior. We always need someone to come from out of nowhere and save us from the evil day. And we all know who that evil person is, or who the media would like us to believe the evil person is. And who am I talking about? Yes, I'm talking about Trump. So the media would have us believe that Trump is some type of white nationalist, when someone that's a part of the good old boy system, some sort of elitist, maybe even a racist. And we need someone to come and save us from this because, hey, we don't know. Maybe Trump will bring back slavery. These are all the sentiments that people have out there, that the media is pushed out there. So I want to talk about this transfer of power that Barack Obama has given to his wife, Michelle Obama. So in 2009, Barack Obama ran on hope and change. That was a big thing, hope and change. The first black, quote unquote, black president of the United States. Hope and change. There was a sentiment of hope. There was a sentiment of change in the air, but nothing really changed. Sure, we had a person of color in the White House. Supposedly man that was a black man, but he wasn't a man, he wasn't a what you would call a foundational black. He didn't grow up in the States. So, you know, and do we really know if he's actually a descendant of, you know, these people that we call the lost sheep of the house of Israel? We don't know. Maybe he is, but maybe he isn't. But we do know he did not grow up in the States. So he wouldn't understand the struggle that the people that grew up in the States had to endure and have to continue to deal with on a daily basis from all aspects. He doesn't understand that. But yet and still he ran on the campaign of hope and change, even though he grew up in Hawaii and he's father's from Kenya supposedly, and he grew up uh, in a white household, sort of like Drake. Um, so if you liken him to Drake, with the mother being white and the father being black, and not really growing up in America, then I'm guessing if you're Kendrick Lamar, you would say you're not like us, right? Because you're truly not a part of the culture. You're not a part of the fabric of American society or American culture, especially Black American culture. You don't understand that, even though you try to assimilate, you try to walk like us, try to talk like us, you try to act cool, act smooth, but who are you really? And I think that was the sentiments of what Kendrick was saying about Drake. Who are you? We don't really know you. You're not like us. You're not from these grounds. You're not from this area. So do you truly understand our plight? I don't think so. Yet and still, Black Americans got behind Barack Obama because he looked like us, spoke like us to a certain extent, and tried to culturally align himself with us. And so we went for it. For 2 terms. Hope and change. Well, hope was there, but it didn't do much. Change was there, but it was for the worse. See, the only people that got change and got hope was the left-hand side. The left-hand side of, people. The people that were doing wrong in this world got hope and they got change to come out of the closet, so to speak, and to show what they really were and what they really were about. These progressive agendas to continue to lead us down the wrong path and place people on the broad way, which the broad way, as the scriptures say, leads us to destruction. So these agendas that continue to formulate through the population, abortion, women's rights, feminism, so forth and so on. These agendas, Barack Obama continued to push. Even wars that wasn't called wars, but they were wars nonetheless, while getting a Nobel Peace Prize. He was able to obtain a Nobel Peace Prize without doing much. So who really elected him? Or better yet, who really selected him? And from 2017 and beyond, we have Donald Trump. So if you listen to any of my videos, you understand that there is a left-right paradigm. So from Barack Obama, we have hope and change. And then from Donald Trump, we have this I guess, surge of divisiveness that was placed within America. Obama kind of brought people together that were standing apart, but Donald Trump kind of fractured people. He gave a divisiveness. He gave us, a similitude of hate speech a bit. He gave us, I don't really care about you guys. I'm going to tell it like it is. And to a certain extent, that's good, because you want to know what your enemy is saying. You want to know what your enemy is thinking. But nonetheless, Donald Trump is what he was supposed to be. A lightning rod, so to speak. Something to come in and stir up a bunch of mess. Cause anguish, cause issues, cause people to be at an unrest, so to speak. And he did his job. Came in, was extremely divisive. So if we look back at the 2 terms of Barack Obama and the 1 term with Donald Trump, we can see that this is a night and day way of looking at certain things. It was a night and day look. Hope, change, and then Donald Trump gave us a divisive type of way he went about being a president. And that's what he pretty much emanated through his speeches and things of that nature. Racists really kind of picked up on his energy and what he put out there. And I believe that he was told to be that way. He was told to be a bit off-putting, a bit dismissive, to cause these type of things, to cause people to be outraged in a bit. I have family members with, before Donald Trump actually became president, people were saying, man, if Donald Trump becomes president, I think we got to leave America. This is a sentiment of what people felt when Donald Trump was becoming the president of the United States. So you have 2 types of energies. You got, if you put it on a spectrum, both energies were on 2 different sides of the spectrum. And we got to understand that that wasn't by happenstance. It was done purposely. It was done purposely. Now we fast forward through the Biden administration till now, and if you see my previous video, you know what I think about the political theater of Biden now saying that he's going to step out of the race for his 2nd term. And he basically says, I'm going to pass the baton to Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris will never be president of the United States. Kamala Harris, as I said previously, she is a forerunner for Michelle Obama. She is a forerunner. She's a placeholder for her. She is what we would say, she is the predictive programming for Michelle Obama being the first female president of the United States of America. And this is something that I've been feeling was going to happen anyway. I believe that I've been telling anybody that would listen that Michelle Obama will be the President of the United States. And even before this DNC convention, I had in my notes and I wrote down Michelle Obama, the New Hope. So I was planning on talking about this prior to me even seeing this DNC convention. And one of the things that stuck out to me in her speech, when she got up there, she said, the contagious power of hope. So that lets me know right there, she will run on the hope and change sentiment for the population. That will be the same sentiment that her husband used, Barack Obama, and that will be the same sentiment she's going to use, the hope and change. And then she said, America, hope is making a comeback. Now, if hope is making a comeback in America, and one of the main people that we've seen talk about hope and change was Barack Obama. So Barack Obama has already done 2 terms, right? So is he going to run again? No, he's not going to run again. Who's going to run? It's Michelle Obama. She will be running for the President of the United States, the first female president of the United States of America. These are telltale signs. These are telltale signs, people. You gotta listen to what's being said through the media. They keep on saying Michelle is the only one that can topple Donald Trump if she ran for president of the United States of America. And I'm going to let you know what I believe is going to happen for her to enter this race. I believe in September, I believe it's September 10th, there's supposed to be a debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. I believe that's what her name is. There will be a debate between these two. I believe, and if you've ever heard Kamala Harris speak, if you've ever heard her speak, she doesn't do a very good job, and I believe that's purposeful. I believe everything you see on TV and anywhere else, if it's social media with these candidates, I believe everything is purposeful. She gets up there, she speaks gibberish, and all she does is laugh. I believe once Trump and Kamala Harris does a debate, I believe that he will destroy her in the debate, causing people to become frantic and making it as if, all right, this is alarming, we need to do something. And once that happens, in comes Michelle Obama as a quote-unquote savior to save the day, to take down the big bad man, Trump. And when this happens, you must understand what that is going to do to a society. Trump is the quintessential elite white man, with money. And now you're having a black woman take him down, and she will be the head of state in America. And people are going to jump all on this. Because why? We have the backing of Barack Obama, the backing of him. He's going to be there in the shadows. And the power elite wanted Barack Obama some way to get back in the limelight, to be on that front stage again. Well, the only way that we could do this, and do it legally, is to have his wife run, to have him back in the White House, to give the optics of this man back in the White House again. And you must understand, when Barack Obama was in the White House, there was no negative news done on him at all. And I didn't understand, like, people couldn't understand when I spoke to people and I allowed people to hear what I was saying about him and saying there's no negative news on this man. Why is that? And he just waltzed out of the White House 2 turns with no negative news on him. I said that's purposeful. Why? Because they're going to use him again. And this right here is the opportunity again. They want to do a surprise type of thing, to have people energy low and then bring people's energy up high again. Bring people's energy up high again when they announce Michelle is going to be running for the president of the United States. That's going to put a jolt into people's mind and body that, wow, we got change, we got hope. Because when we see this debate in September and we see Donald Trump just annihilate Kamala Harris, when we see him annihilate her, that's gonna affect people in their psyche. And people are gonna be down about this, especially black people. But the whole thing is to try to really round black people up again. Wind them up again and get them invested into the system again. And what way to better do that is to bring in another black person. And what better black person is a person that's connected to Mr. Change and Hope himself, his wife. So we have to see how this is playing out. Mark my words, Harris will drop out and Obama will step in. And as Obama steps in, this will cause a chain reaction on so many different levels. A chain reaction from the inside of America, a chain reaction from the outside of America. This will be a chain reaction of biblical proportions, because we're going to see a demonstrative shift. We're going to see a demonstrative shift because things are going to happen and people are going to cover it up. And you ask, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. We're going to see the height of feminism. We're going to see the height of destruction within families. We're going to see the height of abortions. We're going to see the height of black people killed. We're going to see the height of all these things happening within America. It's going to be the height of it. And as you look at the screen with Michelle Obama with her arms open, this pose, her hands open like that, giving you a sense of openness, giving you a sense of welcoming, also giving you a sense of dominance. This positioning of her hands says all these things. You must understand that she has been well coached and well trained. And one of the things that she said when she got on the podium is she's gonna basically, I'm paraphrasing, she's gonna dim or remove the demons of division and hate. Now, that was purposeful because Donald Trump, like I said, he was all about division, all about pushing that energy of being divisive because of his attitude on how he went about it. See, nothing happens by happenstance, and I keep saying that because people have to understand these people are highly trained. They're highly trained people. They know exactly what they're doing. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by chance. We have all these different things that have happened. You see Biden stepping out of the race that's coming, and Harris coming through there. Now you've seen Trump, basically he's there, but he's only there to incite some type of fear into the population because the powers that be want us to be within the Democratic Party. They want us to be there because the Democrats are really the Trojan horse of it all. They're really the Trojan horse because they are implementing all the different things that the power elite wants to happen. The Democrats allow people to accept their own death. That's the thing. It's not a harsh way. It feels good accepting your own death with the Democrats. So it's less work. It's less force. It's less manual labor with the Democrats. People just see a black face. They see hope. They hear hope. They see change. They hear change. And they're like, wow, this is good. But just because it's change doesn't mean it's a good change. And just because somebody says hope don't mean that it's something you should be hopeful for. You have to understand the psychology of all of this. This is all psychology. It's all manipulation. It's all real sorcery, to be honest with you. That's what the Bible calls it. The Bible calls it sorcery. And that's pretty much what it is. So, as this transfer of power from Barack Obama to Michelle Obama, you will see people come on her train, and I truly believe that she will become the first black president of the United States, because one of the main things that they want to continue to see with America, and it's no disrespect to women, but you must understand that women are never supposed to be in this type of position. If you have a woman as your head of a company, you must realize that the other countries on the outside view that as weakness, because women aren't supposed to be at the head of any table, let alone the head of a country. In times past, that was never something that men would let happen. But as we continue to move forward into the future, we see that there is a veneration of the feminine principle. There's what happened in the garden is what's happening on a major level. When you topple a system, when you topple anything, you could use a woman to topple it. Just place a woman at the head of something and you'll top it. When I say place a woman at the head of something, I mean place a woman at the head of a family, then you can topple that family. Place a woman at the head of a country, you can topple that country. Because that's not the place for a woman to be. A woman has her power, and a woman is very powerful in her own right. She's extremely powerful in her own right. But running a country isn't what she's supposed to do. Running a family isn't what she's supposed to do. So if she's not supposed to run a family, why would she run a country? So we're going to see the height of feminism. We're going to see the height of feminism. Expect to see broken relationships. Expect to see more broken homes. Expect to see America become even more weaker as time progresses. Expect to see things, expect on the surface for them to say things are getting better. But when you look with your own eyes, you will see that things are getting worse. So, in conclusion, I always would say this is all about duality. And it continues to be about duality. As Michelle Obama says, removing the division of hate, the demons of division and hate. Well, that was the Trump era, division and hate. That was something that he was supposed to portray. A divisive, hateful, the old guard, the old oligarchy type of person. And Michelle was supposed to portray the new guard, the new wave of feminism. So look out for this. I'm predicting that this happens sometime in September. In the middle of September, you will see Michelle Obama says that she's going to jump in the presidential race, and she will topple Donald Trump, and we will continue to see the fall of America. Well, that's all I got. This is the Crown Network, and here, you race for the crown.